Yeah. Hi guys, I'm here with Jagan.
Hey.
And we're gonna do some phased array stuff. So this is what we have on our desk. An array of microphones. We have 5 of them, but we'll be using only 4. These 4 guys. And here is that cable, and we have connected them to that C2000 board. And so basically they're connected via these yellow wires. So each of them is connected to one ADC channel, and we have the red and black for power, which is providing 3.3 volts to these microphones. So we'll be sampling 4 on 4 ADC channels. So here is the model, and okay, so the PWM block, we use it as a timer. And basically in that timer we're going to set the timer period. Here we have set it to 44.1 kilohertz. So this is 1 over 44.1 kilohertz and times the CPU frequency we have created that in its script that takes care of this. Processor frequency is 150 megahertz. We want to sample at 44.1. So our timer period should be processor frag divided by audio. So that gives us this number here. Wait a minute. Where is the timer? Here. 3401. So let's go back to the model. So this will start the ADC. So what's important here is that period and the event trigger. So it will start the ADC conversion when the counter equals the period. So that's important. That's the only reason why I use this PWM block. I'm just starting launching the ADC conversion based on the counter period. Now, if we look inside here, I have 2 ADC blocks, which are, each of them is going to sample a pair. And basically here I have input channel ADC A0 and B0, and the trigger is set by that PWM trigger. So when the PWM reaches the counter, it triggers this. And the same is true for that second ADC. On this board I have 2 ADCs, and these 2 ADCs, they can sample pairs. So I can sample 4 sample exactly at the same time, and that time will be decided by that PWM event. So this is also the source trigger for this second ADC block, and I'm sampling a pair, ADC2 A0, ADC2 B0. And at the end of this I'm going to trigger an interrupt, and I'm using the interrupt to read the results. So this is that interrupt. At the end of the ADC conversion, I trigger this, I read the results, and I send them over serial. Inside that guy, it looks a little complicated. It's nothing but sending, and I'm adding some start character and end character. So here I have a counter with a buffer length, and let's say I want to send 600 of them. I'm going to add a start sequence at the beginning and an end sequence. So now, this is important because Simulink cannot swallow. This will happen at 44.1 kilohertz. I'm going to send 4 data points, right? 4 UN16s. Simulink cannot swallow that information and turn around as fast as 44.1. So what we do on the host is, on the host, we're going to read a buffer. And that's why it's important to insert some start and end sequence for that buffer. So here, the buffer length is going to be 1323, and that covers 30 milliseconds. That's why we picked that number. That number is nothing but 30 millisecond worth of 44.1 kilohertz data. And that gives us a buffer of 1323. And Simulink is able to read every 30 milli that big of a buffer. That's a much easier task for Simulink to do than reading one sample every 44.1. Simulink will never be able to do this. So that's actually the smart thing we're doing today. And that SS and EE is what you see here. Here we're just introducing that every 1323, so that's why this countering is here. We're just inserting that SS and EE, and the data, every regular time the data comes in the middle. And here we're just sending via that serial transmit. Another thing that's important to mention is we're using a baud rate of 6.25 Mbps, and that's possible because we have a serial over USB chip on that device that allows us to send that fast. So if I go here, if you look at SCI, desired baud rate is 6.25 meg, and closest achievable is the same. And basically we're getting the data. Let me switch to the camera. Okay, so we're getting, you can, oops, I dropped something, that's okay. You can see that here we have that FTDI chip, and let me wait for the camera to focus. Come on, focus. Alright, doesn't focus. Yeah, so via this guy, yeah, now it focuses. So via this guy we can send serial. Serial will go here, be converted by that chip, and go over USB. So this can go up to 12 Mbps, and we're using 6 right now. Okay, so let's run it. So we have compiled the code, and we have loaded it on the target. So now if I just cancel this, come on, cancel. Let's go to our host model, and let's open that scope, and let's just run it. Alright, so if I just let me put the camera somewhere. Yeah, I'm trying to have both at the same time. Let's see if we can do this. I can't review. Okay, so here, if I scratch this guy, you can see green is going up. If I scratch this guy, red is going up. If I scratch this guy, blue is going up. If I scratch this guy, yellow is going up. Now let's do something more fun. So I have a cell phone app that's giving me some true tone. So we're gonna see the phase delay. So I set it to 1 kilohertz. It's gonna make an annoying sound. So now I'm going left side, and I'm gonna go right side, and I'm going back to left side, and let's stop this because it's pretty annoying, and I'm gonna stop this, and now let's look at this. So here I went right side, and you can see the phase delay. Whoops, I went a little too far, but that's okay. You can see yellow first, blue second, red third, green fourth, right? Now at that time here, I think I was on the other side. And wait a minute, I don't think that was the right time. I think this guy, yeah. Alright, now you can clearly see, oh, I don't know what that is, but you can clearly see red, green first, then red second, blue third, yellow fourth. Let's just do it again. So I'm gonna, yeah, I'm gonna start playing. Yeah, let's put the video. Alright, so I'll just do one way so we know exactly. Okay, so let's start. So we're on the left side. Okay, and now right side. I'll stay there and stop. Okay, now let's watch this. So I started on the right side. Yeah, now it's better. So yellow, blue, red, green. and towards the end. Green, red, blue, yellow. Exactly the opposite. Yep. Alright, I hope you like it. So this is actually sending data at 44.1 kilohertz, and we have 4 data points, so 4 UN16s that we're sending. Our ADC is only 12 bits, so the resolution in terms of vertical is 12 bits. Yeah, so I guess the first step would be we could do some processing on the host for phased array. Now, one thing good to mention as well is on the target, in that target model, here we must be using maybe 1% of the processor, and this is a dual core. It has a ARM side and a C28 side. I'm just using maybe 1% of the C28 side, because this is just triggering ADC. The conversion happens in the background, and I'm using that interrupt to just send to the serial. But sending to the serial is just putting a few bytes in the buffer, and these buffers, they go out in the background. So we have pretty much almost 100% of the processing power that's left on this processor. So if you want to do something there, we could also load the processor. But I think the first step would be to try to do something on the host, and then
move it to the processor.
Yeah, then move it to the processor. Alright. Hey, thanks Jegan for the hardware. This is pretty cool.
Thank you.
Alright.